Welcome to Post to the Call. I'm using a backup camera today, so it might not be as good as previous videos, but it's going to be a video nonetheless. So hopefully it will be good enough for you to look at. I've got some news from the press conference that Roy had today, and addressing some of the comments that he made in the game previously, or after the game previously. And so I'm going to be talking about that. Also talking about a couple of contract extensions that have been going on, so that will all be good. And I'm going to start off with the press conference. It didn't say, and I've been trying to play the press conference on the Crystal Palace app, I should say, on the Crystal Palace app on Palace Plus TV, or Palace TV Plus, but it's playing last week's press conference. It's not playing this week's press conference, so I don't know why it's doing that, but hopefully it will update it soon and I'll be able to give you some more information. But at the moment, it's apparently Eze and Elise are both training. Whether they'll be in the squad, I don't know, but they are both training. I'm sure Franca will also get some minutes in the game. I hope he will, because I think that he needs those minutes. Certainly does need to have them. Roy did talk about the comments that he made after the game, and I'm going to read some of those things to you. It's interesting to say. I think that he, as I said before, I think maybe he was caught off guard, caught at the wrong time. I think that there is an issue obviously there with what he said, but I think that he is doing his best to paper over that in the response that he makes. First of all, he said he was asked about the comments that he made, and he said, "It was wrong of me in the disappointment, I suppose, of the game. I was rather hoping that even at 2-0 down, we could mount some kind of recovery. We did not until the last few minutes. I think that sometimes in a press conference directly after the game, one is tempted to say things that you certainly shouldn't say and really don't mean. We have great faith in all of our young players. We think they're going to be extremely good, and they're making very good progress. I did make that point." He goes on to say, "I think it's a bit unfair to expect more of them, as I am suggesting. I did expect that on the evening. That's very unfair of me and wrong of me, and I've actually spoken to the three of them to explain that and to apologise for actually doing so. But the bottom line is, without Eze and without one or two other senior players in that department, the midfield and the attack, we are reliant upon 19-year-olds. And don't forget, in the case of França and David Ozoa, in particular, they have hardly played any senior football. We are happy with them. We are happy with the development. They are getting better and stronger all the time. And of course, maybe the next time that they get their chance in the team, it would perhaps be a slightly stronger team, and it might not be played against a Tottenham Hotspur who were 2-0 up and pretty much in control of the game at that point. In fact, then that the press, have been able to use a quotation from me, which suggests I'm blaming them on players for that. That's a very tough on them, but I accept the responsibility. I said it. I shouldn't have said it. I told the players that, but it certainly isn't something that I believe in. The young players we've got are good ones, and they will become very good ones, and they'll get more time and more help now if they get into the team. Because with Erebi Eze and Elise coming back, I think they will be stronger attacking team anyway." So, obviously I think he is sorry by what he said. I think he understands that there is a bit of a problem with his wording and how he phrased things in that interview. So we'll have to wait and see what people think about that afterwards. Let me know down in the comment section if you what you think about that little snippet that I told you about his explanation for the points that he gave in the last game against Tottenham. Apart from that, injury-wise, there isn't much in the written article, and I said I can't actually get to see the actual press conference itself because it's not available at the moment. So, injury-wise, from what I know, Eze and Elise are both training. So hopefully, I would say Eze. If of the two, I think Eze would probably be getting a place on the bench rather than Elise, because I think Elise is a bit further behind him. But we'll have to wait and see on that. In going forward, Burnley are a good side. I mean, Company's got them playing well. They're an organised team, and I think that it's going to be a tough game. I don't think it's going to be a walk in the park for us. I think that it's going to be a very tough game. I think we'll win it. I've got good feelings that we'll win the game. Maybe a couple of goals, maybe 2-1 or something like that. But yeah, it's going to be a tough game because we still have players missing, and we're also going to be up against a team that are playing well, and and are a very hard team to beat. So it's going to be like that, and hopefully we'll be able to grind out a result there and get ourselves back on track again. Talking briefly about the 2 contracts that have been extended, Sam Johnston has extended his contract for a couple of years, I think 2027. So he's happy with being at the club. He loves the fans, and he's very positive about his stay at the club. He wants to progress. He wants to push things forward for the club, and he wants obviously to be the one to help him do that. So that's good that he's signed another extension to his contract. That's good to hear. Jordan Ayew has also signed an extension to his contract to 2026, I think it is. So he's got another couple of years under his belt at Palace, and I think that's a good thing as well. I mean, even if, and I'm sure we are going to be eventually looking to replace him with somebody else, he's going to be a good backup player for us. And also at the moment he works incredibly hard. I've said this before. He works hard. He does everything I think that's asked of him. And yeah, he does give away the ball a few times, but he does try to get past players. He does try to do the right things. So I think he's a good asset to the club anyway. So I think that it would be good. It's good that we've got him for another couple of years, because I think it's going to take that long for us to get other players into the squad that are going to make a difference. So I don't think it's a bad thing, either of those 2 extensions to their contracts. Let me know down in the comments, of course, what you think about the extension of those contracts, whether you think that's a good thing or not. But I think at the end of the day, what I'm really hoping for is that Eze extends his contract as well. I think that's certainly something that's undergoing consultation at the moment. So I'm hoping that pretty soon we'll get an announcement that he will be extending his contract, because I think that would be fantastic. Because I think Mark Gahey, I would be incredibly surprised if Mark Gahey is still with us after next summer. I would be surprised if Mark Gahey is still with us, because there's a huge amount of interest in him at the minute from a number of clubs, and I think that it's going to be very, very difficult for us to keep hold of him during the summer. So as many of our good players as we can keep hold of, the better, as far as I'm concerned. But let me know down in the comments what you think, as always. I'd love to hear them. And if you're listening to this as a podcast, and if you are able to make a comment, please do, and I will reply to you. And don't forget to subscribe, follow along, do all the good stuff to keep in touch with what's going on around Crystal Palace. And I'll see you next time.